If your wife is pulling away, your instinct might be to close the gap immediately. More texts, maybe ask more questions, try to give her more affection. Just say, can we talk more? Asking her, is she okay more? Maybe even asking for reassurance. Do you still love me? But if she's already overwhelmed, that can just feel like a man chasing her for reassurance rather than a husband actually becoming safe to return to. So today I want to give you the difference between pursuing your wife and chasing your wife. One is love, the other is fear. And near the end, I'll give you a simple message you can send when she is distant and you don't know what to say. So let's define pulling away first of all. Now, pulling away can look like maybe she gives short answers, she avoids serious conversations, she stops initiating affection, or maybe she sleeps in another room. Perhaps she becomes cheerful with everyone except you. Maybe she says, I just need space, or perhaps she says nothing at all. Now, men often interpret this as rejection. Sometimes it is, but often it's just protection. So she could be protecting herself from what she fears will just be another fight. She might also be protecting herself from sexual pressure. She could be protecting herself from disappointment. And she could be protecting herself from maybe believing again, but then only being hurt again. So if you treat protection like rebellion, you're probably going to mishandle her heart. Now, the common mistake is anxious pursuit. Anxious pursuit says, talk to me now. Why are you being cold? You're punishing me. I can't handle this distance. Just tell me what I did. You're making me feel unwanted. Now, notice the center of all of that: me, my fear, my discomfort, my need for reassurance. Now, a husband can desire closeness, that's healthy, but he must not force his wife to regulate his anxiety. So, here's what to do instead: three things. First of all, lower the emotional temperature. That means fewer urgent questions, fewer dramatic talks, fewer late night interrogations. Second, become predictably kind. So, not performatively nice for a few days in the hope that she'll give you affection, predictably kind. Things like doing the dishes, greeting her warmly, handling your duties, speaking calmly, keeping your promises, and also stop sulking when she doesn't respond the way you'd hoped she would. Now, third thing is just make a simple and clean invitation. Don't give it 10 attempts, just one clean invitation, like this: I sense you've been distant. I'm not going to pressure you, but I do want to understand what has felt unsafe or exhausting between us recently. When you're ready, I'd like 20 minutes just to listen. So that's a good example of pursuing without chasing. Now, imagine a frightened child holding a wounded bird. If you lunge, the child protects it. If you shout, the child steps back. If you say, give it to me right now, the child clutches it tighter. But if you kneel, lower your voice, and show steady hands, the child may eventually let you help. A wounded marriage works in a similar way. Force creates more resistance. Steadiness creates possible trust. So, this next part matters because giving space doesn't mean becoming passive. Some men here don't chase and they translate it as do nothing. But that's not the point. You don't want to emotionally crowd her, but you do want to lead the household. You don't want to pressure her for reassurance, but you do want to repair what you broke. Now, you're not going to demand long talks, but you do want to create small moments of peace. And you don't want to beg for affection, but you do want to offer non demanding warmth. So, Some examples: I'm taking the kids to the park so you can rest. I made the dinner. I handled the bills. I'm going to pray now. You're welcome to join, but no pressure. I'm sorry for raising my voice yesterday. I'm working on that. None of that is distance. It's all about disciplined presence. Now, in Thomistic terms, fear can disturb reason. When fear rules the man, he seeks relief more than virtue. The virtuous husband acts from charity and prudence. So charity seeks her good, and prudence chooses the right action in the right moment. Fortitude bears the pain of uncertainty, and meekness keeps sorrow from turning into anger. So this is why not chasing is not a tactic. It's really about self-government. But what if she is unfair? What if she is cold? What if she is exaggerating? What if she also sinned? Fine, then you still govern yourself. You don't need to pretend her conduct is perfect, but you also don't need to turn every distance into some courtroom litigation battle between the two of you. A marriage crisis usually worsens. When both spouses fight to be recognized as the victim. So you can say, I know both of us have things to answer for. Today, I'm starting with mine. That's powerful because it refuses a scoreboard. Now, here's a text that you can send when she's distant. I can tell things have felt heavy between us. I'm not going to push for a big conversation tonight. I love you, and I'm going to keep working on being steady, kind, and honest. When you're ready, I'd like to understand what has felt hardest for you. That's it. Don't add 12 more lines. Don't send it 3 times. Don't follow up with, did you get this? Just send it and then start living like it's true. Now, don't use it as manipulation. If you're thinking, I'll give her space so she misses me, you're still centered on control. You give space because love doesn't coerce. You become steady because virtue matters, and you're doing this fundamentally for you. You repair because you owe justice, and you lead because your family needs peace. Now, for the next 7 days, just do this. No panic talks. No asking, are we okay? After every interaction. One calm invitation to talk. One concrete act of burden bearing per day. And one daily prayer for her good, not just for your relief. At the end of the 7 days, ask yourself, have I become easier to approach? Have I reduced pressure? Have I become more credible? And if you want help with exactly how to handle your situation with your wife, click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get KnowlandBot. It's a private AI marriage coach on WhatsApp for 24/7 instant guidance. Hundreds of men and women find it very helpful for improving their marriages. You can paste in your exact situation to it and get help forming a calm and strong response. And leave your questions in the comments. I'll choose some to answer in future videos so this channel can help real marriages, not just abstract situations. Thanks for watching.